This video is for every single XDC holder out there who is starting to doubt the process. The price is not moving, meme coins are louder than ever, and people are starting to question, do fundamentals really matter anymore? But they do, right? With XDC, we are seeing real progress being made behind the scenes, from trade finance to institutional partnerships and tokenizing real world assets. So today I'm going to show you why XDC's lack of price action does not mean failure, it means foundation. The longer the base is built, the larger the breakout is going to be. So if you own XDC or just enjoy watching the XDC videos, be sure to leave a like down below. And with that said, let's get straight into the video. Okay, so a quick reminder, for every video that we make, this is not financial advice and for entertainment purposes only. Nothing in crypto is guaranteed and you could lose all of your money. Stay safe and do your own research. Now, the first point I want to get into here is that XDC holders should not panic. Now, we've spoken about this concept before, where outside of exchange listings, publicity on social media, positive news does not immediately affect the price action of a certain cryptocurrency. Examples include XRP not being a security back in 2023. We expected the price to increase to $1, $2, $3 and beyond. We did not get that at all. Recently, Quant being involved in the digital euro, not that much of an increase, and we're going to go through plenty more here. Chainlink integration with Swift, Hedera being part of the Mica Crypto Alliance. You have PayPal expanding PayYUSD to Stellar XLM just a few days ago, and even XDC tokenizing $500 million in tokenized assets. You do not see an immediate increase in price. So many have the initial reaction that utility does not matter. Just invest in meme coins and try your luck over there. But as we discussed in the previous video, the grass is not greener on the other side, right? This is the reality of things on Pump Fund, where you see that huge influx of tokens into the market. Only 5 people last month made more than 50K, only 3% more than $500, and the majority are losing thousands. This is a reality of things. So when you go back to your utility cryptocurrency like XDC, that is still up from the bear market lows throughout 2022, 2023, 2024, and still up since the election. So utility cryptos like XDC may move slower, but you're probably better off in the long term. The second thing many people realize, myself included, is that these integrations and partnerships have a long-term impact rather than immediate effect. And it's not just an XDC problem, it's a wide market problem. Understanding this happens if all utility cryptocurrencies will stop you from making emotionally charged exits. And just in 2025 alone, we have seen insane progress with XDC. So far, partnering with Bitso business to power cross-border payments from the US to Mexico. We have concluding integration with Utila, enabling institutional access to custody assets. We have the partnership with Crimbo. We have them joining the Mica Crypto Alliance alongside Ripple and Hedera, and Elliptic expanding coverage to the XDC network. So the point is not to explain every partnership and integration, but to understand there are many in this year alone, and it's having a Beachball effect, the same that we've seen with XRP, right? Endless partnerships of Ripple, financial institutions, XRP ETF filings, regulatory clarity. Still, the price is not budged. Out of nowhere in November, if you blinked your eyes, we're at all-time high. That's how quick things truly happen. The difference between XDC and other projects, most are in proof of concepts, pilot testing, whereas we're seeing actual live trade transactions with XDC. And that brings me on to the second point we have here, understanding XDC's role in the trade finance market. There's a tweet by Tokenizer. Trade finance backs $25 trillion plus in capital flow annually. But 4 billion paper documents, 7 to 10 day delays, and a $2.5 trillion trade finance gap choke the entire system. Digitization of global trade is not optional. XDC is spearheading this move forward. Yes, XDC is at the heart of the shift, tokenizing trade documents, instant settlement. Now, you can understand that you can compare XDC to the total addressable market. Now, here's quite an interesting comparison I've seen today with Ethereum, somehow being compared to these vague macroeconomic parallels. You have oil, gold, M2 money supply, GDP. It doesn't make sense at all. Whereas this is realistic adoption scenarios on the total addressable market. And you have to understand this could take a very long time to even get 0.01%. So we can see XTC's share of trade finance, 0.01%. The hypothetical increase in price is 20 to 25 cents. Then we have 0.1%, 20 billion, $2 to $2.50, and in the long term, potentially 1% of trade finance, $15 plus. And to me, this market capture really makes sense, as most projects in the market are constantly rebranding themselves or jumping trend, whether it be artificial intelligence or RWAs. XDC is literally built for this, right? Digitizing trade finance flows, liquidity, documents, and this is a market that is operating worldwide, and XDC is operating worldwide, right? In the UK through Inizio, we have in Australia through AUDD, Abu Dhabi, UAE through ADGM, and in Japan through SBI Holdings, and finally with Trade Tech launching US Treasury bonds in the States. So XDC Network, a project launched in 2017 by Zinfin, an enterprise-grade Layer 1 blockchain with a focus on trade finance, a sector that has neither got a lot of hype or is trendy, but that's what they have a focus on, and that's a project I want to invest in, rather than the one jumping trends every single other week. And that brings me on to the final point. Patience is not weakness, it is positioning. When I'm looking at a project, I'm not questioning why the price is not moving. I'm rather questioning what is the foundation that is being built that's going to cause this project to last several years and last throughout a bear market. Reality check, most of them are not, and most people are losing money in the market. XDC is still up since the bear market and up since the election. That's a crypto I want to hold for the long term. But that's going to be pretty much it for today's video. Now, this video really just serves as a sentiment check to give XDC holders a bit of morale boost, because I know throughout the bull market or bear market, it can get quite worrying. You're tempted to sell your cryptocurrency, and you're well within your own right to do so, but you have to understand majority of the people experimenting in these coins that are going up thousands of percent are losing money on the daily. There will be an updated XDC video in the short term going more into the use cases within trade finance and the ecosystem that makes this project tick. But if you made it this far in the video, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.
So I think tokenization can play a key element, a key factor in trade finance, and the way we use it is looking at multiple layers. The first one, you can look at the tokenization as a way of bringing a contract into a form that is basically a digital asset. Now, that what it enables is that the asset can be controlled and managed by a smart contract. You can also, on top of, around the smart contract, add additional software. A very clever way of doing that, for example, is using AI for things like risk management, or what we say is often continuous risk management.
One of the other advantages of XDC network is it's one of the few networks that is embedded with the ISO 20022 messaging.
One of the things we've done recently is launch a bridge for a wrapped USDC token, which is part of the standard smart contract platform that Circle has built.